answer question number 8, you're going to want to reference pages 76 and 77 regarding consumer and producer surplus. So we're given a situation where we're told that we have a high school basketball player, and that to play at any college, the maximum amount of wage that he can receive is capped at the tuition of that college. So we're told that Victor can play for NYU and that their annual tuition rate is $21,000. So that's going to be equivalent to the wage that Victor receives for playing at NYU. So first we're asked to shade the area representing NYU's consumer surplus using the green triangle symbols. So we're going to go ahead and click on these guys and bring it over here, and we're going to try to get it set at $21,000, which is sometimes easier said than done. So I've got the bottom part set at $21,000. I'm just going to carry this straight across, keeping it at $21,000. I'm going to go ahead and bring this one all the way up to that 60 point. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of this area. Okay, so this area that I've shaded in represents NYU's consumer surplus, which is equivalent to $30,000. Next, we're asked to shade in purple the area that represents Victor's total wage revenue. So we know that he's making $21,000. So we're going to grab hold of this purple and bring it down here, and we'll go ahead and try to get it set at 0 first. Try. And then go ahead and pull this all the way over to the supply line. And then we're going to go ahead and pull this up to where it's equivalent to $21,000. And you'll notice that the area that we shaded in purple is equal to $21,000, which again represents the wage that Victor is receiving for playing at NYU. So now that we have this graph filled in, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to do it again. And now the rules have changed. The NCAA has revoked its rules, so now universities can pay student athletes any wage with no limitations. So what that means is now we're going to actually have a real supply and demand situation, and we're going to go to this equilibrium point where supply and demand intersect, which is at $42,000. So first we'll go ahead and we'll shade in NYU's consumer surplus. So we're going to set this at 42. See if I can get a hold of the right one, at 42,000, and get this one up to 42,000, and then bring it on over to where the supply and demand curve intersect, and then we're going to bring this one all the way up to that 60 point again, or 060 rather point. And we've got this area now shaded in. This represents NYU's new consumer surplus now that they have to pay the equilibrium wage of $42,000. To find Victor's total wage revenue, we're going to grab hold of the purple and again come down here and set it at 0, 0. Drag this diamond over again, keeping it at 0 until we intersect the supply line. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way up to the $42,000 mark. And this area shaded in purple is equivalent to $42,000, which is the wage that Victor is now receiving under the new rules. So the question we're asked is, when the NCAA revokes its rule about student-athlete wages, NYU's consumer surplus, and we're asked, does it increase or decrease? So originally the consumer surplus was $30,000. After the rule changed, it's $9,000, so it's decreased by $21,000. So our answer here is going to be decreases. And the wage Victor received obviously has increased significantly. So he was making $21,000, and now he's making $42,000, so it's increased by $21,000. So we're going to choose increases as our answer here. So that's how you would work through a supply and demand question where we're looking at consumer surplus. I hope that helps answer your question, and I'll get this into you right away. Thank you.